Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Life in Eorzea. I am here today with an FC member, a very important FC member, the leader of the FC. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, Season?
What? Free company.
Yeah, what's it called again? No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What's up? Name Kurama. People call me Kurama. I'm normally named as Wigmod. I sometimes consider as a crypt. You know, I
All right, we're not we're not gonna go there. All right. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. All right. Goodness, getting all. Anyways, so since you're only one, I'm just gonna be asking you questions, and I'll try my best not to add too much of my 2 cents into it of how I feel about things. Sometimes I get a little triggered, and I go off on a tangent. I'm talking about stuff. I'm gonna avoid trying to do that here.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, first question. What got you into Final Fantasy XIV?
What got me into Final Fantasy XIV? Well, I saw the. So when I first saw it, me and my brother, we were just walking to Walmart to just getting some errands done, and I saw this disc, this case, called Final Fantasy 14 online, and I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, I like Final Fantasy, and I also like playing online. I like meeting new people. That's kind of
Nope. Nobody likes meeting new people. What are you talking about?
How we met? We not friends? We not friends
That boy,
no more?
was it that boy? Was it that boy Tim? I don't even know who it was.
I'm sorry. I think I'm coming down with something.
Okay, I can't wait for his podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue your story.
All right. So basically, that's pretty much it. It's just that I've been playing a lot of games, right? Like I play like WoW. I played another game called Babinogi. It's a little weird, but it's so. I never really got into that like fantasy. Like I felt like they were more cartoonish than anything else, and so Final Fantasy like is the fantasy.
You felt like you could understand the fantasy a lot more.
Right, because
doesn't feel
things could be a fantasy, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be cartoonish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I need those real big anime boobs, man, in my games.
Yep, the Tiggle bitties.
Not that Final Fantasy XIV has any of that, but because there are plenty of other games that does that way better. I hate those games, by the way. But yeah. All right. So next question. What system do you play on?
So I've been playing. So I first started out on the PS4. Oh, actually, no. I first started out like a PC. I had like a really shitty laptop. It was not even. It can't even run on it. So I bought that and then went over to PS4 because I already have a PS4 at home, and I bought the PS4 case. And after a while, I played the play on the PS4. I had a couple of problems, and I'm making my transition now into PC. PC seems pretty nice, just because it's easy to upgrade your PC than you can with your PS4. Like, you can replace your graphic card and all that shit, right, on the PC, but on the PS4, that's pretty hard to do because everything is embedded. And also, I mean, like, if you want to get like a better like graphics or anything like that, you can probably get like the next thing that's coming out, like the PS5, right? And I would do that. It's just the thing is that it costs a lot of money. Like, not just because of like, we have a whole trade war with China, and China, like, they might increase the pricing for the PS5, and it might be like $600 or something like that. So a lot of political stuff in here, but like
hold on to your butts, people. We're getting political.
So the other reason is because, depending on how long the Final Fantasy XIV is going to be out, it'd probably be best to be on the PC, just because it's just the cheaper option. The PS4 costs, I think this is the first generation PS4, right? And like, I think it costs around about $400. I can't remember really. And
you say PC is the cheaper route?
Yes.
You getting PCs for less than $400?
Wait, PC? No. So in the long run, PC is a better option in price. It might cost, like, my PC costs about like $720 or something like that, right? But
are you sure about that?
If I pay for the PS4, right, and I say I want better graphics, I would have to buy the PS5. So that's $400 that I took out of my account, plus that $600. So if I want to upgrade, it's going to cost a lot of money. I mean, like, if you just want to stay on the PS4, and you don't mind just staying there, then yeah, like, it's very convenient. The PS4 is very convenient. But I would like to see, better graphics, better stuff that's being made. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to fork out a little cash for that as well to get the best quality. It's going to cost you, I'm pretty sure, more than $400.
For the PS4.
I'm talking about for PC.
PC? No. Because you like, once you already built your PC, like your tower and everything, right? Then you can just add little simple parts to it. So, like, let's say you want to upgrade your your graphics card, right? You can probably keep the old graphics card you have and get a new one for like $120 or something like that, and you can crossfire them, and they both run at the same time.
Crossfire. Okay.
We're getting too into it, but yeah.
Let's move on. Next question.
Hash.
Oh God! Insert crossfire commercial. Anyways, next question. Tell me the backstory of your characters that you have created, meaning race, gender, class, and why. So,
in the beginning of all my classes, all my characters, they were monks. I really liked the monk a lot because that's the very first thing I saw. I like the monk. Bottom line. And so my very first character, I was a junior, in undergrad in my college years, and I was in the stage of boobies, you know what I mean? And so I picked, you know what I picked? I picked the female Makote because Catwoman, I mean, and then big boobies, with the long tail. I said, okay, that's
I like my tails long.
That's bait. So her name was Zane Outcast. The only detail I put into her is just her appearance. So she had different colored eyes. One was red, one was blue. But I didn't have a whole little backstory of her. I just pretty much made her, and I got kind of sick of the game a little bit, and I made a new character. And I said, oh well, I'm gonna make him a monk and also a paladin, right? At first, I didn't know you can actually have just one class, one character can do all the classes. So I was, I was a noob back then.
Oh yeah.
And so when I was looking at my new character, I decided to make a free company, and the free company was named Organization 14 XIV.
So that's why I like it.
Because it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. And spoilers. I'll pause for a little
bit. Spoilers.
In Kingdom Hearts, there is Organization 13. That's why I'm Organization 14. Okay. All right. Now we can keep on with the story. So,
blocked and reported. Namiko, where you
at? So, I started adding new people, and there was this really new person, and I tried to level him up or rank him up, and instead I just gave him the mastery rank of Organization 14. I was so pissed. I tried messaging him for 2 weeks. I was like, you know what? This character is done. I deleted that character. That's the first time I ever deleted a character. I made a new character, right? And I was able to meet a whole lot of people. There was this white mage I first met was Wibbly Wobbly. He was a pretty cool person. I don't know, his name was Wibbly Wobbly. I don't know how he got that name. And Laura D. Heine. All right, don't ask me how I got these friends. I still keep in touch with them though.
D. Heine.
D. Heine. Yeah, exactly. And I was playing them for a little while, and then playing. So I was pretty much on my lonesome again. And then there's a stranger I met through Destiny saying, "Oh, so you play Final Fantasy XIV? I see." I guess he was looking through my trophies or something like that. His name's Tim.
Lord.
And he was saying he was saying these things. And I was like, yeah. And he said, oh, how about you hop over to Hyperion? And so I was like, I was do it, and then I gave in. But instead, what I did, I made a whole new character, and I started from the bottom up. That was at the stage where I was in Heavensward. And so
okay,
I had to switch all over again, and my first name in the game was on my main character now is Kurama Thunder Siege, and I was a female Aura, and eventually I switched over to a male higher, and the only reason why I that was because I said, you know what, this is my main. I gotta be a monk, and
you can't be a woman forever.
Yep, I can't be a woman forever. And also, everybody else in the free company were male in real life, IRL, and females in game, and it was like, well, I'm buy the females, and plus, people were hitting on me. People are weird in this game sometimes.
Oh yeah, I stopped playing female characters after what I want to say DCO, or it was either DCO or White Knight Chronicles 2. It was somewhere around that time. And I was just like, nope, no more female characters for me. Although I did make a female alt, but that's another
story for another time.
Yeah.
But
all right, that sounds like you took quite a bit of time with that one.
I like
your character's backstory. Okay, that's great. Anyways, next question. How long have you been playing, and are you still playing, and why?
So, I've been playing for about 5 years now, there's a little bit in between where just because I try to graduate from college and whatnot, everything like that, and I got thrown back into the game once I switched over to Hyperion servers, and I've been playing ever since, and I'm still playing this game. But the real reason why I play the game really is that it's a big community, and a lot you talked, like, when you play this game, you're going to find some people you're gonna get attached to. There's some people like you just want to you want to see over and over again, right? Sometimes some of them might leave, some of them might stay. It's a thing that will happen in this game. And when I stayed here in so that's like part of the reason. That's really part of the reason why I stayed on the game. Also, it's because of the amount of content inside the game. It's pretty nice. I like the mounts. I like right now I'm on my car mounts. Shout out to Final Fantasy XV. You know you are Noctis, Prompto, Gladios, and God. Ignis. Recipes.
All right. Chill.
I'm good. I'm done.
Let's bring it back.
Due.
No,
I'm due.
I'm due. Fanboy over here.
I'm due.
Okay. All right. Next question. Are you playing other MMOs, and do you feel the developers are making original content good enough to keep you interested in Final Fantasy XIV?
So, I'm not playing. So, I hopped on a little bit of MMOs for a while, for a little bit. One of the biggest ones I guess I've played on was ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. And don't get me wrong, Elder Scrolls Online is and it's one of those other games that's like, it's true fantasy, just like this game, Final Fantasy is true fantasy. But like, I guess you could say that ESO is a little bit grittier, like it's kind of dark in some ways.
Okay.
But what really got me into like Final Fantasy really is the lore behind everything. There's a meaning of why they, the whole entire story is great that some MMOs don't have, I say, because in Final Fantasy XIV they pay attention to the story. Sometimes the story is a little bit unbearable and can take a long time, but it's a nice build up. It's a nice like if you play all at once, like A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Word, Stormblood. If you play all of that at once, it's a nice build up of it does some of these things. It's like you always have like you always have an arc. You always have like a you have a rising action, and then you have a climax and a falling action, right? And
Yeah.
and they're not afraid to say that some of these falling actions is when the hero loses, right? Then some of the rising actions is when the hero is going to be like is recovering from falling down, which I really like, because like in I imagine a fantasy game where I remember any type of fantasy or any type of book or anything like that, like having a hero win every time is straight up boring. You want the villain to win sometimes, and also some of the villains in Final Fantasy, like they have a purpose. It's not just I want to be bad for just be bad. I mean, like you have some characters like that, but you have stronger characters that are bad because they believe that they're good. They believe that this is a right way, and if someone take advantage of them without them knowing, they recognize that and say, "Wait, this is not what I wanted. What the fuck are you doing?" Kind of thing. Like this is not like he's the bad guy that the hero of light need to fight, but he's saying like, "Wait, no, I'm trying to do a good thing, but you're just in my way," kind of thing. And the story of that clash is really what make this story so interesting, and they keep it there in front of you, say like and you take it with you everywhere. It's in the dungeons. It's in the it's in dungeons. Not so much PvP, but it's in the raids, right? And so
yeah.
I like that and also like how like each patch or each like each story and expansions are connected in some way. Like you got here because of this, or you found this person because you found them here or whatnot. So that's why I like more. That's why I like Final Fantasy more than most MMOs now. It's just because of that.
Okay. So as of right now, Final Fantasy is the only thing you're playing. Final Fantasy XIV, as far as MMOs.
Yeah, for MMOs, this is the one I'm. Let's say I'm more dedicated to.
Okay. And that was a yes to them making good original content.
Wait, what was the question?
Bless you, by the way. I don't.
Is that
So the whole thing about, do you feel that the developers are making original content good enough to keep you interested? That was a yes, correct?
it goes a little bit both ways. I feel like that's kind of so like as of right now, like Shadowbringer came out. Oh, well, Shadowbringer is coming out in a couple of
I'm gonna say, like, what time zone are you in right now? Can I go over there?
So Shadowbringer is about to come out, and it's throwing some original stuff around. Like I do have to say, when it came to like Heaven's Word, a little bit, everything was the same, but they started making changes when they made the Stormblood, is saying, "Hey, we got to be different," and you start to notice that just a bit. And one of the I guess coolest things that they did in Stormblood, I would say, is probably how it's a hit and miss. So like how Eureka, you can how they created a different instance, and that instance is very different from other MMOs. You don't have that in other MMOs. if you want to get a really powerful weapon. Because in other MMOs, it's pretty they pretty much do the same thing, to where, like, if you want a really powerful weapon, you gotta, like, everyone does this, where you have to grind, but there's a different way where you grind. Some of them, where Final Fantasy XIV, you have to grind it through a separate instance, and in that separate instance, you have to work with other people just to get your weapon in a sort of way. And so I like the idea of it, but the delivery was a fail. And so,
well, that's because you're depending on other people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is that you have to depend on other people for your weapon, and that's why I say it is a fail, because if we're being honest, most of the people are, like, in any type of game, right? You're gonna have a lot of toxic people who just want to play, with themselves and whatnot. And this is something they kind of gotta have to realize this, right? You need to make some content that are that really can steer towards the just only one player. And they started kind of with the trust system in Shadowbringers, where one player can go through a dungeon. With just from help from NPCs, which is pretty cool. And they started to do that, so I like seeing that.
Okay. All right. Next question. Would you consider yourself casual, mid-core, or hardcore? And if hardcore, what content are you hardcore in?
So, I say I'm, like, I say I'm, like, between mid-core and hardcore, just because, like, I feel like hardcore is where, they're, like, elitist. They're elitist people, where they just they want to take the hardest.
You don't want to be associated as a hardcore player.
Exactly. I don't want the title. I don't want it. So, because, like, think of it, because, like, it's ridiculous to me how, like, in this game, you have the hardest content, which is, like, pretty much Savage, and you have people just getting so angry, breaking keyboards, or, like, talking smack and saying, "Oh, you're not at this level," whatnot. But the thing is, it's just that, like, I think of it as, testing your abilities of what class you like to be, or what class do you think you're the greatest in, right? And testing those abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Savage content just purely of that. I'm just like, how far can I, like, as a monk, how far can I be, like, the greatest monk, right? Like, how like, cool, or how, like, situational awareness, like, I have to be to just, play the class, right. And it's not a thing of saying, like, oh, I'm the greatest monk or anything like that. It's just more of, like, can I be a great monk?
Yeah, you're just testing yourself at the highest level that the game allows you to test yourself.
Exactly. It's a test. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
You might fail a couple of times, but you get back up and do it again.
Okay, so you're pretty much in between midcore and hardcore on PvE content.
Right. I mean, I don't usually play PvP a lot, but the next thing I would just do was probably, craft a lot too, because it's kind of fun just to craft and to level up other classes.
All right, no, okay. We're not promoting crafting here.
Wow.
No, son, hold that L. Moving on.
I mean, I can repair myself anywhere.
You get no love. Next question. What's your favorite thing that you like about the game?
My favorite thing I like about the game. Damn.
Just a heads up. This is a question that I myself made and could not answer myself.
I see why you couldn't. That's. Hold on, I need to lean back.
I had to think about it. I was like, I'm probably gonna come back to that.
Yeah, my favorite question. My favorite. Say that again. My favorite activity or like favorite.
Your favorite thing that you like about the game.
Favorite thing I like about the game. And that would be...
Like for me, it was the fact that you can do everything on one character.
That's pretty cool.
That was the only thing that I could think of. Because most MMOs don't allow that.
One thing that really always shocked me in this game, and why, and it's the reason why I try to like improve my system more and more, is the art. The art in this game is phenomenal. Like when, like Zero, at this point right now, you need to snapshot the what you call it? Oh, when we took a picture, when it was me, you, and Mayix.
We're fooling around with group pose.
We're fooling around with group pose. And how beautiful we made it just from using our skills, just from using the background, from changing all. You have a lot of features. And it's not just this either. I fly to Ruby Sea and I'm still shocked. I'm like, okay, well, this is amazing. I can go all the way to that point and just fly there. It's beautiful. Like, you're just moving it across. And then the next thing is like, when you swim too, when you go underwater, it's just the same amazement. It's like they put so much work into making a world alive. And I'm shocked by that because that takes a lot of work. Like you have fishes in the sea, you have sharks, you got like I don't know, you have other fishes. I don't know.
You could do underwater spearfishing.
Underwater spearfishing, right? And like there's a whole entire, like, I really do feel like this is a fantasy life because there's a whole entire lifestyle in this game. You can explore. You can, like, you don't even have to. I mean, you kind of do have to, like, fight somewhat just to progress the story. But like, if you want to take a break or anything like that, you can explore and find these little things. Like, dude, like, it's so amazing. Like, if you go out in the world, right, you might find like little sneaks and peeks that they throw in there as a. Like, I went to Corthius, Western Highlands.
I was just gonna say that.
Western Highlands.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was amazed with the snow, and then I looked down. I saw the NPC was just hanging there from a cliff. Have no quest. Like, there's no quest to it. There's no quest at all. It's just they. It's like it's something that just happens. He's just hanging from a cliff. He's screaming, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" Whatnot. It's pretty sad to see, but like,
because you can't help him.
You literally can't help him. If I could help him and they put that in the game, I would just be like, "Oh my god, what did these people do?" And I get experience from it. Like, that'd be really cool. Like, da 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 da. Like, that'd be really.
Oh, like, goodness.
But like, it doesn't stop there though, because what might happen once? What happened? Like for that scene to happen, right? Let's say you go to Tailfeather, and then go back into Western Highlands, you'll see that the guy actually fell down.
You see his body.
Yeah, you see his body down there, and then I think you see people up on the cliff looking for him as well. It's like, it's very like I'm in the boat. You know what I mean? I'm in the boat. I'm cruising with you guys. Like, there's immersion. Like, the immersion is real. Like, I feel like I'm my own character. I can go to these places. I can drive. I can take my mount to places and whatnot. There's some times where, I get upset. Everybody's kind of human, and I get upset. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make an effort to walk in these high, vast, vertical transportation places, because you can fly everywhere except a realm of Morn. But I choose to walk just to see what will happen next. Like, all this is beautiful.
Yeah. So you don't miss the little things that they add.
Exactly, and what goes with it too. What completes it is the music. Like some of these music is just really, really good, and then it just cuts off. And it will cut off in Western Highland, and all you would hear just the wind and everything. It's like, holy shit! I really do feel like I'm cold in here.
You pretty much given like 3 or 4 different things to this answer. It's just like it's like, what's your favorite? It's like everything, man. I like it. I like it all.
Okay. Here's the answer. Immersion.
Okay, the immersion. Now that I think about it, I would actually change mine to the music. The music, hands down, is probably one of my favorite things, and it's why I like a lot of fights. Like, I love the Leviathan song, because when that fight came out, I went and I did that fight. And it's like, I just farmed that fight over and over and over and over until I got my mount. And then the fight music was just stuck in my head. Leviathan. And I was just like, I love this. Some other amazing songs. I mean, they're mostly attached to the primals, but then you have some dungeon songs that are really good as well. You have some pretty good open world songs, but when you're in the open world all the time, you get used to it. It's like, oh, it's that song, it's the song for this area, it's the song for this area. But the fights, like, the songs fit the characters. Like, Susano, his song fits Susano. Suzaku and Byakuya, they get more Eastern themed music. It fits the character, and then how it transitions in the fights, God, it's just amazing. The transitions can be kind of long. I don't know what they're gonna do later on with that whole thing, but that's more mechanic and stuff.
I think what really gets me pumped too is the trailers. Like, the music, hands down, it's fucking phenomenal every time.
Whoever made that Shadowbringers job action trailer, like, give that man a raise. That shit was godlike. Like, the music synced with so many parts in there. It was amazing. Anyways, there's a second part to this question. Tell me, what is your favorite moment in the game,
dude?
And by moment, I mean, this could be something story-wise or something that has just happened to you in the game.
Okay. Something, the best moment in this game?
Your favorite moment in this game?
Shit. Fuck. I have a lot of favorite moments, but here, I'll give you one of them, right?
Yeah, you say you're gonna give me one, but I'm pretty sure you're about to give me 2. But go ahead.
You know what? I'll give you 2. All right, so here's one of them, right? So, spoilers.
Spoilers?
Yeah, it's gonna be spoilers. All right, the last quest of the warrior. The warrior is a tank. Um, that last quest where it was about like love and whatnot was just so stupid and funny to me because the warrior like in the class quest or whatever in all the class quests it's supposed to be like all this rage is built up inside of you. It's this beast just trying to come out and everything, right? But in the very, very last quest, like your mentor is really like fooled, and well, he's not fooled, but he's in love with this other character, and he shows so much of it. It's like like I ship this kind of thing, and. Yeah. And for them in the very last battle scene, both of them say, "Oh, we're going to show our love together as warriors." It's like, "Oh, let's show our love," but it's all about inner beast and everything, like everything like that. And so it was like, what the fuck am I playing right now? This is talk like, what the fuck? So yeah, this was a Stormblood, so that was pretty funny, and so I'll just give you one more, okay?
Go ahead.
All right, okay.
Waiting.
All right, so the next one that was really like caught my attention a lot. It when This is also a spoiler.
Oh god, spoilers.
Spoilers. So in Heavensward, right? It's one of the cheapest scenes, but it goes a lot with lore. So shit, I can't remember his name. Do you know the guy in Heavensward that he so pretty much he helped us go through the dungeon vault, and when we were trying to
you're talking about Herschel?
Yeah, Herschel.
Oh god, Herschel.
Yeah,
why you had this?
so basically he was helping us through the fight and everything. And at the very last scene, this is where Square Enix killed this character. Like, I think that's like pretty much like the first time they ever killed a character.
Yeah, I think it's the first time where a major character died in the game.
Right, because like he helped us, like the Warrior of Light, so much, like there was a time where we were fugitives from the city, one big city state, and we couldn't go over there for a long period of time, but Hushford was helping us all the way through, help us redeem back, and now we see that he died right in front of us, and like we were holding it into his arms and shit, and it was a very emotional. I was like, I like this scene just because, like, like I said, not all heroes, get a happy ending.
Wear capes.
Yeah. They don't wear capes. No. They carry shields.
Yeah, we getting super corny in here, my boy. Cringe Tuesday. Anyways.
It's not even Tuesday. It's Thursday.
Shut up. Next question. Name one thing that you really. Oh yeah, we're about to get into that part of the questioning. So prepare your butts. Name one thing that you really hate in the game. Also, what would you like to change about the game if you could?
About that one thing that I hate?
I mean, they don't have to be related.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna keep it as two separate questions then. So like the one thing I hated in this game Because like the thing is that there's a lot of. Let me go ahead and say it. I hated Eureka. I hated Eureka. So no, here's the thing. It's like I understand it's very very like it's things like this just to get your ultimate weapon is should be kind of grindy because it's kind of there's a story development just for your weapon of how it was created in this world or whatnot, right? And so like basically the Eureka weapon built up of light from here and there inside an area called Eureka, very, very, very far off from the land. And like, although like it looks beautiful, right? It looks very beautiful, but the way that you have to grind it out to get your final weapon is really, really upsetting. So, so there's the first part, which is regular Animos. Then you have Pagos, which Animos is fine a little bit. Pagos, everybody hates. Pyros, it gets a little bit better, and the last one is Hydalos or something like that. It gets a little bit better too, but there's this one raid in particular inside of it where you 24, like it's not even 24. I think it's what, like 56, right? We need 56 people. I think it's even higher than that. Dude, there's so many people you need to depend on just so you can finish a goddamn dungeon. And I'm still stuck on this part because we need people from outside to help us. You need people inside to actually do your job and not die. Because once you die once, that's it for you. You can't raise people inside the dungeon at all. So you have to pretty much go through the whole thing by luck, which is fucking ridiculous. I really hated that dungeon. You can now, let's be honest, you can get your weapon outside of the dungeon. You don't have to do, but to re-roll stats on your weapon to get good stats or whatever, you have to go through that dungeon a few times, and like I said, you have to go through it a few times, not just once, just to get good stats. Yeah. And I absolutely do not like it. I like the idea of it. Again, I hate the delivery. So next question
is, if you could change something, what would you change?
If I would have changed
in
something,
the game.
If I would change something, that's a little bit tough one for me, because like everything would need some improvements in a little bit, right? So like I would change. I think the only thing I will probably change is maybe how the classes interact with each other. Now, I like all the classes. The classes are pretty nice. The only one I really know is, but there's some weird stuff that goes on, and it changes every now and then. They try to where Square Enix always trying to change the meta in some way, right? And it kind of mess up. It kind of messed up with what people like about their class in the first place. And so, if I would change something, I would say to not listen to the meta and keep the meta as noise, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I really like Monk, and and some things they took out, some things they left in, and I kind of agree with some of them. I kind of disagree with a lot of them, but they do this to change the meta or whatnot, which is kind of disappointing because this is their game, right?
Yeah.
And like it's not. It's like if you're writing a book, right? And you already have a story lined up of what you want your character to be, right? You don't want to change it for your fans. Your fans is just here, just like the right of flow. And I know it's a poor analogy. It's kind of the same way with games. It's a story you want to build, like the whole thing with what makes Monk or what makes Dark Knight a Dark Knight. I understand if they want to change it just because of themselves, but some of them but Square Enix changed just because of the fan base, because everybody get really annoyed with little things.
Well, I mean, that's just one of those things with you trying to keep everybody happy, but you just can't. You can't please everybody.
You really can't, because you can't split your percentages, and on both. If you have two activities, you're gonna do more work on one than the other. Pretty much, you have a balance. A balance never going to be 100%, both sides. So that was a change. This is not listening.
Okay. Yeah, I saw where you were going with that analogy. I don't know if that landed. I guess you guys leave in the comments. Did that analogy work? Just let us know. Anyways, next question. Tell me, how do you feel about the Final Fantasy XIV community and why?
Toxic. Toxic. I feel toxic phobic. All right, man. That's a new thing. Toxic phobic. Put it in the comments. Hit the bell icon. So toxic people, man. You have them in every type of game. Like I really like talking to other people, but you have some people who say like, oh, your shit, oh, your DPS is not even like all this, high. Like, you should defeating me in DPS. Oh, how come you didn't do that? Dude, this is a game. Like,
it is a game.
Why you need to be angry at this, right? It's
why so serious?
Seriously, like why so serious? Because this is how I think of every conversation or anything like that, right? So if someone having an argument with me, whatnot, and it's like it's outside of my city and whatnot, I choose not to waste my energy, because the thing is that I'm going to be meeting you just for one day. The next day, I'm probably never going to see you again. So what's the point of all this energy coming from, right? It's like, oh well, you fucking suck. La di da. Oh, you such a. I don't know, girl. I don't fucking know. I don't talk shit as much, right?
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I understand.
But it's like you don't need to be this toxic. Like the community doesn't need this toxic.
Yeah, but I mean that's just people, and can't, especially people online, people spending money, investing their time on top of that. People can be quite demanding, and like I guess they kind of expect a lot of things because it's like, oh, I'm spending my time on this. Yeah, I would spend my money on this. You expect, if you've been playing a game for 5 years, that if you go and do an expert roulette, you're not gonna get some people in there that don't know the fight. But that's just the thing. It's a game. Like, anybody can join at any time. You know, you got to give those people time to learn. Everybody doesn't have the same learning curve. So some people learn a little bit slower. Some people learn a little bit faster. It's just like, you know, some people are visual learners and some people are, you know, I got to do it myself type of learner. So, yeah, it is a problem. And I don't think it's a problem that'll ever be solved outside of you just never dealing with randoms ever again.
Yeah, but so I mean, like that's what kind of doing with the trust. I mean, the trust system is not really. I feel like with both ways, like trust system is for immersion and also, you know, to escape toxic players and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, only way you can escape toxic players right now is if you have friends that play this game, which is, I mean, kind of the reason why we have the free company, to have friends that can talk in a space, and if people want to do stuff and not have to deal with random people going in on them and talking trash and, you know, upsetting them for no reason, that's what you have the free company for. So anybody watching this who's looking for a free company to join, please join us on the Hyperion server. We accept all, you know, potato, onion booties, everything. You know, if you like to tank the floor, it's cool. I got you. Sorry, shameless plug-in.
Shameless plug-in? Well, let me go ahead and do it.
All right, we're going too far. Going too far. All right, next question. Tell me about a time. Yes, tell me about a time you had a bad experience with another player.
Another player. Actually, yeah, I had a bad experience with another player before. Yeah, so
I'm about to say, there's no way you could not have. You were just talking about how toxic the game is.
No. Yeah, I mean, like, so the thing is that, I had bad experiences before. Like, I had a lot of bad experiences before, but I never got upset about it because it's like, oh, that's just stupid. Like, this is, you know, it's not all that bad, right? So, you probably have to put like the mechanics of this thing or something like that because it was just stupid.
It's fine. Most people watching this play Final Fantasy. They'll probably know.
Okay, so Suzaku, right? So I was just playing by myself.
Suzaku normal
extreme. Suzaku extreme.
Okay.
So I was in this random party, a pre-made party. I feel like it was a static or somewhat, right? And if we had a clock, right? I picked the position to be at 2 o'clock or whatever, 2 or 3 o'clock, right? I said, hey, I want this. But we were putting markers up. I already put my positions down. It's like, hey, I want to be at 3, right? At the 3 o'clock position, and then everybody picked their other spots or whatever. And so we started doing the fight. And when we were doing well, then it was time to put like some people want to have AoEs down, where the other people have to stand at an AoE just to get hit, so no one else get damaged down. You know, that phase. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we were at that phase, and I was still at my 3 o'clock position, right? And for some reason, the healer took my spot, and I didn't know where to go. And I was like, okay, well, so it's probably a mistake and whatnot. But this kept on happening every time, like for five wipes because of it. I was like, okay, what's this guy doing? Because I'm a monk, right? And so it's pretty hard for me to like keep on adjusting on that, right? And so the healer was saying is that, oh, I forgot you're not in the static. So what I want to do is that so when I'm at 3:00, he's at like 8:00, right? He's at that place. And so at the beginning of the fight, he want everything to go normal, or she want to go. She want to go where like she's a healer, like a white mage, and she feels comfortable when in the first spot where I'm at 3 and she's at 8, feel comfortable. But once they come time for that next phase, she wants to switch with me, and I was like, why? Just stay there. Like, no, I want to be there. So everyone, I'm like, what? You want to heal everyone? Like, where are you going? Pretty much. Like, where are you gonna go? I was just so disturbed because I was you really don't need. I was being calm. I was calmly saying, like, you really don't need to do this. You're just giving me like a hard time. Like, as a monk, like I hate that I have to pop True North every time just so I can get my positionals done. And there's a certain way I can only do it. Now, I don't mind being in different places. So I asked her, like, you know what? Hey, how about we just switch places and we be there from now on? But she was telling me, like, no, I just want on the second phase. I'm like the thing is that in Suzaku, there's a big hole center, right? Yeah. And I'm at that same position at a certain place, certain time, because I want to be prepared for anything that comes next, and also do my positioners correctly. That's why I pick that. That's why I pick a spot, right? And if I switch, I adjust accordingly. But when someone telling me like, oh, you got to switch, throws me off. I can't do amount of DPS or anything like that. I'm not having fun. And I was telling, please, just switch spots with me. And she said, no, I'm not doing it. And I left the party because it didn't make any sense to me. Like, okay, at this time, like, I could be the toxic person, but the thing is that she want a spot that I'm in, knowing how difficult it is for me to switch spots as a melee person. It's like it's not ideal.
See, that's the thing. You assume that she knows that. You know what happens when you assume?
Nigga ass of you and me.
Yes. Put on a t-shirt.
Always my
Anyways.
But I mean, like, the thing is, like,
I understand where you're coming from. They were pretty much stuck in their own ways, and they didn't want to adjust. It's like you tried to go, okay, well, let's switch so you can have the spot you want, and they're just like, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want you to do it the way that I want it. I want this spot, and like, then with the next phase, I want this spot.
And like. I'm trying to.
White mage has no positionals, so it really doesn't matter. I don't even know why, but I'm saying white mage as a class has no positionals. It matters literally nothing.
No,
as to where they are.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And like, so like for me, my best solution is like, okay, well, let me just. Let me compromise with her. See what can I do to say that I want to stay at one place only, right? Because it's just really difficult for me, like, to get my positionals down. And
it's asking for a lot of extra unnecessary movement when you're already doing mechanics, and then you have to worry about your positionals, but now you have to also try to cater to this player. And I mean, it's your choice. You chose to instead of being toxic and going ham on her and you're like, hey, you're a garbage player, you just decided, yeah, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, I gotta leave. Well, like no. Well, the thing is that what they were saying was, and this is how static. They were saying like, well, it's the 6 of us versus you, so you can leave or something, but this is what it have to be. I'm like,
okay, that's a different story then.
I'm like, so pretty much, if I don't do this, I'm gonna get kicked out.
They're probably gonna kick you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'll do that because it's pretty pointless. Like, what? That's ridiculous. Because I was thinking about it for. No one else think that this is crazy. A monk have to adjust for a white mage for what reason? Like, she didn't give me a reason at all. She just said like, no, I just want this place. I'm like, why? Like,
the big question.
Like, I can give you a big reason of why I just want to stay in one place. I don't mind switching if need be. I just why? So that was like, that was the big thing.
Okay, I got you. All right. Next question. We're getting closer to the end. We've gotten through all the rougher questions, so we're getting close to the end now. Did you make any good relationships while playing the game? And also, are you still friends now?
Yeah. I made some good connections with a lot of people that's in the shout out Broken Oath Free Company. You know, we still accepting applications.
Oh God.
No, yeah. So, I mean, so one is you, Zero. Then we have Max. Then we have, I mean, I guess Tim. But I mean, I still talk to him. It's just that he never hops on to play Final Fantasy anymore.
Yeah, he's been MIA for like the last 4 months.
Yeah.
Like I sent him a return to campaign.
Oh, really? Oh my. I should have that too.
Yeah, but I don't think it works. I don't know if it works for PS4 players or he said he couldn't find the email or what, but he couldn't find it, so I don't think it worked.
So like, because like these like these type of like I think all, and some of them is like Bays, Josiah, like are static free company or static for raids. Like all these like meetups, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here in this game. We say like, oh, you playing this other game too? Yeah, I want to try a little bit of this game here. Yeah, let's set up a day where we can just play with each other. Playing I don't know, Anthem.
Oh no!
Okay. All right.
Uninstalled. I uninstalled that game from my PlayStation.
Did you now? Damn. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I was tempted so many times. I was like, I want to be Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend any more time talking about this game.
Right.
Next question.
There's already a video of that. The link is right here in the description. Or right here.
No, the link is not in the description. Just don't.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, next question. Are you excited for Shadowbringers? And if so, what are you excited for the most?
Okay. What am I excited about Shadowbringers is the actual story. So story. Yes. So spoilers if you haven't seen the trailer, spoilers.
Oh god, spoilers? Nobody cares. Spoilers. Anyways, okay. Continue.
it take a weird transition like how it did at the end of I think Heaven's Word, where that you are now the is to purge the light, which is like I like that. I like the idea of Warrior of Darkness, and I mean of darkness and light. I always like that both of them need to be there, as in there need to be a balance. That's how I see in like everybody, right? You have people that have some dark inside of them, and people have some light inside of them, some bad, some good. You always have a balance of it. You can't it's impossible to see. I mean, it is kind of possible to see if someone bad, but I mean, like they have a little bit of good inside of them in this game because they know they believe that they're doing some good, even if their good is saying that where there's too much light in this world, I gotta purge it.
Yeah,
and they're tackling this idea of that, and the Warriors of Light being that warrior of darkness now, which is really, really cool. And I like to see how the story progress.
Okay, so the story. That would definitely not be my answer. I skip half the story when I play Final Fantasy. If them cutscenes ain't got people physically talking, I'm skipping it.
You don't like reading
every cutscene? Hell no.
Hell no.
Most of the times, any of the cutscenes that aren't, voice acted or whatever you want to call it, it's usually irrelevant. Like, I have skipped every cutscene up to now that has no voice acting in it, and I understand the story just fine.
I mean, so I don't skip these cutscenes for story, like main story, and not like side stories. But like things like things like Evilise, right? That had so much conversation. I'm like, what do you got to say? What do you got to say? Like, why does it take you 20 minutes to say my sister's missing? Or, shit. But still, you know what I mean? It's like, why does it take you to say these lines? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like when you're sitting in the major town hub or whatever, and they're about to send you off on a fetch quest. It's like, I don't have to sit here and watch you tell me, hey, go here, you'll run into this person, and then they might be a little weird or something, but don't be startled. Or, it's just like unnecessary chatter for nothing. It's like, just hurry up and tell me where I need to go so I can go. Like, I'm trying to kill shit, but that's just me. Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, I know, I understand, because it was always like that. Like, when I say Realm Reborn, the main story was like that because it didn't make any sense, but it was a noobish type of thing, right? Because you're like level 1 or level 15 or something, and like they tell you to go to one place, right, and message you through like Link Shell to come back, just to tell you everything that they could have said on Link Shell when you were there. And it's like, what? And they send you off to somewhere else. I'm like, just talk to me on the phone. The fuck? You know what I mean? Because like the thing is like, if I'm right, I had to do like a little bit of, and someone saying like, oh yeah, dude, you gotta meet me in New York right now. And I said like, what? Right now? Like, yeah, right now. And it's like, all right. I took the next flight, go all the way to New York or whatever, or I took a car all the way to New York. And I entered his house, and he's like, dude, I made donuts. I'm like, dude, are you?
That's like, I would have trolled people at the FC right now and be like, hey, meet me at the FC house right now. And it was like, all right, yeah, we're going to talk. All right. And then they meet me at the FC house, and I'll be like, hey, you like You like mayo with your potato salad?
Dude, that's dude. I already know. Like that's going to be a thing for our broken oath.
Somebody did that to me. I'd be like, I'm gonna rescue you off the ledge right now.
It's like oh, you're a new person. Oh, do you like mayo in your potato salad? I just want to know. I just want to know. Some people are sensitive about mayo. Just letting you know.
There's no reason, just wondering. Cool. Fucking divide the group. All right. Next question, which is the last question. I would like to thank you, one, for joining me today. Thank you for being part of this podcast interview thing that I thought of.
It's fun.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe in the future. So if there is anything that you would like to say to Yoshi P or the development team, not that they would watch this or hear this, because I'm a no-name YouTuber, nobody's gonna hear this. What would it be?
What would it be? Damn, that's tough. If they're right in front of me right now, I mean, like the thing is that you don't like. It kind of breaks immersion once you see them and they like let's say right now, like Yoshi P, like we see him and like on TV and whatnot, and he looks the nicest person. He looked like the nicest person, but when you actually meet him in real life, it's like, oh fuck you, oh you ain't shit.
My boy, you were thinking way too hard about this. You just tell the man what you want to tell him.
Fuck. This is a hard question, man.
Man, it's like the last question. You got this.
Look, the hardest question is
you
the last question.
College graduate, my boy. Come on, look, man.
That doesn't mean shit.
You need multiple choice?
Yes. Is it multiple choice?
No, we stopped those.
Don't make an absentee. Let's say that.
Look, you're gonna have to explain your answer at the end as well. Okay. I want you to show your work.
All right.
Don't just put 7.
X is here.
Show how you got to 7.
It looks like an X. Okay. So if I were to meet the development team and Yoshi P himself, I would say, thank you for creating such a beautiful game. But also, 2, I want all the art in this game. Let's say that.
Okay. That's what you gotta say.
I mean, like, what else?
You all the art.
Like you meet, like let's say you actually. What are you gonna say? Like, oh, hi, my name is Zero. I play one of your games.
What I would say, I've already said in other podcasts, but I guess I'll say it here as well. Thank you for making such an amazing game. I literally would not be where I am right now if it was not for Final Fantasy XIV. I would not be in the same state. I would not have the same job. I would not be in the relationship that I am in right now if it wasn't for Final Fantasy. I owe Final Fantasy XIV a lot.
Okay, I see. Let me do this all again.
Oh God. Rewind. All right.
So, if I'm meeting them right now, I would say thank you to them because, like, through like other things in life, the most where the creativity thrived from Final Fantasy XIV first. Like how I see like like I like drawing a lot, right? I like expressing my creative side to them, right? And meeting so many people in this, making a game where you can meet people like in different places and different times, and like I am able to express myself fully without being. I mean, I could be just a tad bit, but it's a good judgment because I know who I am.
Yeah.
Like,
we dropped the mic.
Oh, that's my phone. I dropped my phone.
I was like, drumline in here.
There it goes.
All right, you're killing people's ears.
I
think
shit, I didn't mean to. Isn't that loud? Fuck.
Come on, headphone users. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
Just no regard for the headphone users. R.I.P. F's in the chat for headphone users. Press the F's. F's in the chat.
F's. There you go. I did it.
All right, F in the chat. All right. With that, well, we're pretty much done. That was all the questions I had.
And press that like button.
Oh yeah, gotta do that YouTube spill. All right, thank you all for watching this video. Press the like button, like, favorite, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications and all that.
Hit the bell for a real one.
For a real
one, for an OG.
Smash that like button. After whatever. All right, we're done here. Thank you. Goof, send us off.
Goose?